flip property. I mean, I have renovated a few other properties, but this is really the first one that I've done as a flip, and with this company that I started called Rehab. So I'm in Philadelphia, and you'll be able to see as we are driving a little bit of the city. This flip property that I got is a very tiny row house, and I'm just really excited. I'm really excited to be doing it, even though it's just a tiny row house. I've wanted to do this for so long, and I've just been, oh my gosh, I mean, there have been so many reasons why I haven't been able to do it. I mean, mainly, I guess, it's just financial. I've always been working and not really in a position to be able to buy anything, and also the market here in Philadelphia at the moment is extremely competitive, especially for properties in the lower price bracket that I would be looking in. And so I just took a leap of faith, and I just basically cleaned out my 401k, which I know a lot of people would say is a really bad idea. But basically I had it from when I had my previous job, and there really wasn't enough money in there to really retire on or do anything, with essentially as far as retirement goes. So I figured, I was just so tired of waiting to do something that I really wanted to do, that I just decided that it was worth it. I mean, what am I waiting for? And basically, what is my life going to be like just doing something that I really don't want to be doing, and always deferring essentially my happiness. Anyway, so I had this way to be able to start, so I just decided to do it. And whatever, people can think what they want to think, but I want to be happy. So anyhow, so I purchased this little tiny flip property, and I'm on my way over there right now just to check on it. So I'm really excited about it. I have a lot of ideas about stuff I want to do there, and I'm a design person. I've always been into interior design and decorating, and I have an idea that I want to do a renovation in a low price point, but still have really good design and really good materials. I work currently as a home stager for another company, and so I see tons and tons of renovations. And what I see a lot of is the same thing over and over, like nothing unique whatsoever, no real design to speak of. I see a lot of builder grade, and a lot of poor quality renovations. And I know that what I have discovered too is that people they buy the stuff. I mean, you would think that people would, not want to buy something that is poor quality, but I guess not everyone has that discerning eye, and people just, it seems like there'll be a buyer for everything, basically, at least in this market. And even though I know that there will be a buyer for anything that gets put out there, basically, I want to do something great. And basically, I do not want to be doing a rehab unless I get to do something that I consider really fantastic. And if doing something builder grade or run of the mill, or just trying to do the cheapest thing to make a profit holds no interest to me whatsoever. So I'm just going to do it the way that I think it should be done. And I'm doing it more with an eye toward design and creating something that I really like, and would want to put my name to, and not as much being concerned about the profit. But I am, of course, paying attention to it. Obviously I have to be able to sell it, but thank you. But it's much more important to me to create a good product that I am proud of and that I want to put my name to, than to just solely make a profit, and then maybe have something that I am not proud of. So anyway, that's a little bit of my story, and I'm getting pretty close to the property. And anyway, I hope this video turns out. This is my first attempt at doing this. All right, this is I don't know what to say. It's awkward, okay? But I just decided I was going to go ahead and do it. I wanted to do something like this for so long, and meaning documenting what I'm doing, like having basically a YouTube channel or some kind of show or something. And actually, I do have an idea for a TV show that I've had for years, and I'm determined to make it happen. But anyway, it's weird that I would want to have a TV show, since I am obviously very uncomfortable on camera. Very awkward. But I don't know why, but still something that I really want to do, and something that I am determined to make happen. So, alright, I'm just going to pull up here and gonna head in. So now we're inside the house, and I just wanted to give you an idea about what's happening in here. First, you can see how very tiny this property is. Yeah, it's about just over 1,000 square feet. Very small. Anyway, but for such a small property, it feels bigger than the square footage. So you can probably see that the carpet has been removed, and there was really like this old burgundy carpet. Hopefully you can see that. That was here. So that's been removed up to this point. Fortunately, we had nice salvageable wood floors under here, so that's awesome. So we're in the living room, and this fireplace was here, and I decided that I wanted to keep it. For one thing, because it's nice to have this feature, and it already has it set up for a gas log set, so that's pretty nice. And also, I figured that there's no way that there's going to be any wood flooring underneath here, so or very unlikely anyway. So anyhow, I just didn't want to deal with you know, trying to figure that out. And plus, I kind of like the fact that there's some kind of a feature here. And you wouldn't be able to take everything completely off anyway because it's hiding the stack. So, you'd be stuck with like an angled wall or something. Anyway, so my plans for this are to paint it out. Before I go too far, I want to mention that my idea for this property is cottage. So like a city cottage look. So I thought it would be nice, with this brick painted out white. And it does have some details here. I kind of like this curved, gosh, I hope I'm angling this right. You can see this. I actually like that curved feature. It's nice to have some, level of detail done. I appreciate that. And the top is, I took the top off, just so we could see what was up, back here. And the top was painted white, and I plan on stripping the paint and just having it wood and refinishing it. I purchased an interesting support to go underneath the mantle here. It's really like a decorative thing that I got on eBay. I'll show you that later. And I think it's kind of like a rustic wood element, and I thought that would really go a long way to giving that cottage look. All right, so now we're going to move into the dining room. So now we're going into the dining room. You can see we ended up having to remove the ceiling because what was there before was not able to be drywalled over. All these walls, instead of tearing down every single wall, I'm going to try to drywall over a lot of these walls and ceilings, but you'll see that a lot of them did have to come out. Here is where the wall was open for the plumber to remove the stack. The stack was cracked all the way from at the toilet there, all the way down to the basement. That all has to be replaced, and you can probably still see there's a crack. I don't know if you can see it. But anyway, the stack was cracked all the way, so that has to be replaced. And he just took it out, but he hasn't gotten, to replacing it. So the plans for the dining room are really just to clean it up. And I want to put a stained glass window that I got, a small one, just here. Actually, the doorway is going to be widened, so it would be centered over the doorway, but the window's a little bit big for the opening, for the area. So it'll probably go basically from ceiling to the top of the doorway, a little square stained glass window to try to bring some light through from the kitchen to the dining room, and also just, for a design feature. And as far as this wall here for the kitchen, I didn't want to open it all the way up. I would say that most people these days, when they're doing a rehab, they want to open things completely up. And it's nice. I like it, but I'm not really one for having everything open all the time. And so my plan was to open it up just maybe to about this point. There'll be a wall to just about where the base cabinets end, just beyond where the base cabinets end. And, for one thing, like I said, I don't want to always have everything completely open, but for the other thing, this property is very tiny. The kitchen is very tiny. There will be hardly any storage in there. So I really want to use this wall here for something. I can mount something there for some kind of storage, rather than just have nothing. So every little bit of storage will help. And I'm thinking when I get ready to do the kitchen cabinets that I'll put a little row of cabinetry right here, just for some additional storage. Okay, so moving to the kitchen. So now we're entering the kitchen, and as you can see, everything was pretty much opened up in here. Everything that could be opened up. This wall here is just, you know, it's plaster on brick. This is the party wall between the two properties, so that really couldn't come off. But I really wanted to open everything up in here because this place really needs to be seriously bug bombed. And I wanted to make sure in particular that this room was as open as it could be for that to be totally effective. And so I'm waiting till some things get removed from here, like the sink cabinet and the stove. And once everything's completely open, then I'm going to bomb it to within an inch of its life. And hopefully that will be effective. And spraying and everything else. But yeah, so ew. Anyway, so the plans for the kitchen are, well, first let me just start off by saying that they had the refrigerator here in this alcove. And the alcove is about 44 inches wide, so it was wider than the refrigerator, yet the refrigerator extended beyond the alcove. So it really was ill-fitting. I mean, I guess you figure like that's the only spot to put it, so just kind of push it out of the way, but it looked really awkward there. And so I plan to put the refrigerator here in this corner. I hope the lights are not glaring. The refrigerator here, some countertop here with some cabinets above. Hopefully I'll be taking out the radiators and doing some central air in here, forced air heat. I'm pretty sure I'm doing it. There's a possibility that I might not, just because of the expense. But what I'd like to do is put the sink here in this alcove. So I ordered all new windows for the house, and I ordered one to be placed here. So there'll be a window above the sink. That'll be really nice. It could look out to the backyard and bring some light into this room because it is pretty dark in here. I mean, it's, you know, cloudy outside today, but even when it's sunny, it's still pretty dark in here. So I thought that would be nice. And then the dishwasher will have to go over in this area. It's a little interesting the way it will be kind of on a separate spot from here to the dishwasher. So the dishwasher will have to be placed probably at least 36 inches this way so that you can open it and still move around. You know, you won't be like trapping yourself. It's hard to explain, but anyway, you'll get the picture more when you see the actual kitchen layout, you know, drawn up, or when they start to put the cabinetry in. You'll know what I'm talking about. So as far as the stove, what I really wanted to do was put the stove here and do a down vent, you know, a downdraft vent here, so that we could keep this wall over here for a full cabinet. But unfortunately, I ran into some extra expenses, and it's just, I mean, it was already a stretch anyway to do that because those stoves are so much more expensive than other ones, and then you have the added expense of having somebody install the down vent and all that stuff. So anyhow, that would have been ideal just so you could get the maximum amount of storage, but unfortunately, some other things happened, like there was a raccoon that the neighbors thought was living in the porch roof, so I had to pay to have that taken care of, and that was very expensive. Anyway, so more on that later probably. So what we'll do is just put some countertops here. The door opens, this kitchen is very tiny. This door opens just right to there, so you know, the cabinets really can only come to here, and as it is, it's going to be kind of like a tight little corner to get out. Oh my god, the backyard is crazy. It's like a jungle. I don't even want to think about it. Have to take care of that at some point. But anyway, so we'll just put some countertop here, and then the stove will go here with the vent. I'll get one that vents out, but it'll be the type that's mounted below a cabinet, so at least you get a little cabinet there. I mean, every little bit is better than no storage, you know. And like I said, we'll have this partial wall over here, so I can mount something, some kind of decorative storage over there. You know, I'm all about the design, so I like that idea. And then, like I said, we have that stained glass window that'll be going in, like it'll be centered over the new opening once this is open. Okay, so now let's take a look upstairs. So on the way upstairs, I just want to mention that this stairwell has an issue. As you can see, it's dropped. So that's something we're going to have to look into, opening the ceiling below, you know, going down to the basement, to investigate how this is put together and what we can do to bring this back up and re-support it, because it's also extremely loud and squeaky going up the stairs, as you can hear. So we want to try to get rid of as much of that as we can. Okay. So we'll go back into this back bedroom. Hopefully you can see, I don't have much light back here and it is cloudy again. The ceiling fixture was already removed, so we don't have much light, but it's a pretty decent sized room for Philly row house. Has a window, single window. The closet is, I mean, it's small, but it's, you know, it's an actual closet, so I'm happy, you know, I'm happy that that it has any kind of a closet. Philly row houses, you know, closets are an issue. And there's a lot going on in here, a lot of demo that has to be done. This whole wall is like bad. Anyway, but it's just basically repairs going on in this room, and so I'll move to the next bedroom. So this middle bedroom has a light still, so much better to see. And what you can probably see is that it is super tiny, but believe it or not, I've seen smaller, and actually quite a bit smaller. I know it seems crazy, but Philly row houses, you know, they are what they are. And I'm really just so pleased that this has this closet. I mean, this is really such a decent closet for a bedroom of this size. I mean, if I could tell you some of the closets I've seen in these houses that I've toured, oh my gosh, it is not uncommon for a Philly row house to have a tiny closet. Either you can get a closet that's maybe like the depth from here to the back, where you can't even put a hanger straight. Your hanger has to go sideways. Or a lot of them, believe it or not, they're only like 6 inches deep. You can't put a hanger or anything. All you can do is put some hooks across, and that's your closet. Anyway, so what are you gonna do? That's Philly for you. So this is the back of the bathroom, obviously, and so this wall was stripped down so we can get to all the plumbing and the electric here. You know, we have to update all of that. And okay, so now we're going to move into the bathroom. So here is the bathroom, and I do have a little footage that I shot when I first looked at the property before I bought it. Oh, here, I'll turn this on, I guess. That shows where this closet, you know, when the closet was still here. So based on the tiny size of this bathroom, I just thought it made more sense to remove this closet just to have a little more elbow room. I mean, all you have is a tiny pedestal sink, which was like squeezed between the closet and the toilet, and this is the only bathroom. I mean, that's just, I don't know. Anyway, you lose a lot of storage here, so I'm going to have to compensate for that, and so I'm going to put a recessed cabinet in this wall. It has to be reframed, obviously, back to a wall or into a wall. I'll put a recessed cabinet there, and
I have a dresser that I'm making into a sink cabinet, and I'll show you that later as well. So that'll have a little storage in the drawers, although, some of the drawer will be, maybe a third of the drawer space will be taken up with all the mechanics, all the plumbing and everything, but you still will get storage in there. And that's an interesting project that I want to show you. And I have planned a design feature for above that cabinet, which is this mirror, which I am gilding, and then the light fixture above that, and I think I'm going to do a tile feature here, so more on that later. And if I do end up taking the radiators out, I have a little decorative shelf that I'm going to mount here to the wall, so that'll be some additional storage. And you can see there where the stack has been cut, to be replaced. And the tub is gross. Let me just say, this place really needs to be bombed, bug bombed. I mean, just some disgusting bugs. Ugh. Anyway, so gross, but all right, well, I think I forgot to mention that there are no windows here. It's just a skylight, and that's another thing that's pretty typical of Philly row houses. I mean, many of them, of course, have windows, but many just have skylights, just depending on the layout of the house. But it really gives a lot of light. I think you saw before I turned the light on, it was pretty light in here, and it's cloudy outside, so you get a good amount of light. And then you have this chain where you can, so you can operate it and open it, bring some air in. So, I mean, a window would be nice, but that I think it's pretty good. It serves its purpose. Okay, so moving into the next bedroom. So now we're moving into the master bedroom, and it's a pretty decent size. It'll feel bigger, I think, once this radiator's gone, if I'm able to do that. Again, we'll be replacing all of these windows. Oh yeah, and I removed all the trim. I really didn't care for the trim. I mean, a lot of times I would try to save the old trim because it's good quality, and usually I like it. In this particular case, there were a couple of reasons. I didn't really care for the trim, for starters, and the other thing is that we're going to be making some changes, like we're reframing everything out here, and we just wouldn't end up having enough of the original trim to do everything. So anyhow, we're keeping the baseboard trim. I mean, I'm not crazy about it, but it's fine, The plan is to keep it. Hopefully we will. So anyway, this room has a closet that, again, it's an actual closet, so happy about that, but it's not sufficient for a master. So what I'd like to do is take this alcove area and just frame this in so that you have another little closet here. Yeah, it's a little recessed here, so it'll probably just get pulled out. This will be a dummy wall here, and just have a little extra closet there. I think it's more important to have the closet space than to have that alcove there. And you'll still have enough space for queen size bed, 2 nightstands, and probably a small dresser as well. So, I think that'll work out nicely. We shall see. So we're coming back down the stairs, and I'm going to try to put in some of the video that I took on my phone when I first saw the property, and you'll get an idea of more what it looked like when I first saw it. And just to let you know, it was sold with all of this stuff in it. It had tons of the prior owner's belongings in here, so you'll see that. That was another thing. That was like a huge ordeal. But anyway, I'll try to put that in here for you so you can get an idea, you know, about what it looked like before we started the demo. And in this closet, we have some of the tile. This is the tile that I'm planning to use for the bathroom and the kitchen. And so I loaded all that in. That was quite the day. And oh yes, so here is the, it's not too shaky. This is the door going to the basement. So there's the basement. Won't be going down there today, but another time. So that is the tour, and I will be keeping you posted on everything that I do and all the progress. I'm excited about it, and I will let you know about the different items that I talked about. Let's see, some additional tile that I'll be using, and the dresser cabinet for the bathroom. That's going to be really nice. I'll show you that. My brother's going to be working on that with me. He'll probably be working on this project with me too, so I'll show you the support for the fireplace and the mantle that I took off, and the stained glass window to go between the kitchen and the dining room. And whatever, if there's anything else, I will I'll throw that in there too. So all right, well, thank you so much for watching this. I really appreciate you, you know, experiencing this whole thing with me, and just let me know what your thoughts are, and please subscribe. I don't know, it feels funny to say that, but please subscribe. Anyway, thank you so much, and I will talk to you on the next one.